Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Billboard Comics, recurring feature, Guiding Lines. This is where I go for the new releases for the next week for you, so you could make an informed decision the next time you go to your local comic shop. This information is accurate as of Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. The books I'm covering will be for June 4th, 2025. Let's start as we do with every week for this, with our big book of the week. We had a lot of options for the big book of the week this way. It seems like if you're just judging on cover appearances on the previews guides, the 5,000 previews guides you get for every single comic company that has puts out a preview guide, there are like all of them are being released this week. So it made my job easier and harder because easy because there's a lot of books to choose from, and harder because I had to narrow it down to one. The one I narrowed down to is Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, #1. This is a reuniting of the old school Ultimate Marvel universe with the new, fancy, fresh and shiny Ultimate Comics universe. Basic story behind this is that Miles Morales, one of the few people who existed in the old Ultimate Universe, was given a card to, if you ever wanted to come back to the other universe, by the Maker, who is the big bad guy behind all of the Ultimate Universe, who is also Reed Richards. Spoiler warning if that's a spoiler warning for you, but if you don't know, then you probably didn't care, so that's probably not that much of a spoiler for you. Now, if you were a reader of the Marvel's Free Comic Book Day offering, you probably already know the fact about this. The method of getting in contact with them is a business card, a magical business card that would open up a door to the new universe, Ultimate Universe, that the Maker was creating, so that Miles Morales could use it anytime he wanted to. Miles Morales was debating about doing this, and decides to throw it away in the garbage in his baby sister's room, where she could get at it, and transfer herself to the new Ultimate Universe, which is what she did. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what Roger Ebert used to call an idiot plot. The only way that the plot actually goes forward, the story even exists, is if the people inside the actual plot, the story, are idiots. I mean, just think about common sense here. Just put yourself in Miles Morales' shoes. You have this incredibly powerful talisman, if you will. It could open up to an alternate dimension. You don't want to use it, that's fine, that's okay. You have access to the Avengers, Peter Parker, Spider-Man of 616, probably anybody, the champions that you'd be a member of that team. You have access to all these people who could probably help you dispose of this properly. And what do? Like an idiot, you put it into the garbage can, and not just any garbage can, the garbage can in your little sister's room. So this is the main problem I have with this whole crossover right now from the get-go. It's stupid. It's starting off on a basis of stupidity. And maybe I'm like a little saucy today. I'm just getting over like a bout of COVID. I'm fine. I'm past out of the woods. And everybody in my family is fine, so if you're worried about that. So I'm a little more spicy this today than I would be normal days. But I'm pretty spicy every day. But this is just such a lunk-headed, idiotic kind of way to get this thing going. You could have him just go over there and just see what it is. Have some kind of other inciting incident. It's besides like having to rescue his sister, his baby sister, from whatever happened in the Ultimate Universe. It boggles the mind. I don't know how much of this series is going to be him it might be like him interacting with the Ultimate Universe and kind of like a way of bringing some of the Miles Morales fans back into the Ultimate line of books. I don't know what the purpose behind this is. I don't know if he's going to have to fight them, or he becomes a villain, or he's going to work with them, or it's going to be a mix of both. I don't know what the purpose of this series is behind this, but right now I really don't really care, because that is such a stupid inciting incident to just have that. And it diminishes the character of Miles Morales. I mean, if like, I'm not the biggest Miles Morales fan in the world, but I'm not a Miles Morales hater. But that kind of plot point, that he'd be that lunkheaded, that idiotic, to actually have his method of actually going to another thing, which is a business card which is bright and shiny, in a room with a toddler. I don't know if the writers have any kids, but kids are attracted to bright and shiny things, and have them go that, and have leave it there in their garbage bin, so they could actually get out of their crib and go and get it and pick it up, and then go to the Ultimate Universe. I just don't understand it. And if that's the foundation that the whole miniseries is set, it's a crappy miniseries. I mean, like, I don't hate Marvel. I don't hate DC. I like it both. I like good comic book stories. I like comic book stories that make sense. And I like good characters. I am not, anti woke and believe that like Miles Morales is getting pushed too much or anything like that. He's a great character. He has like great aspects. It is so hard to create another Spider-Man without having a direct copy of Peter Parker and have it be interesting. And Marvel managed to do that with Miles Morales. I have no problem with that. The problem is when anybody does something that's just dumb, just for the purpose of just doing it. There could have been 5,000 other ways that you could have had, Miles Morales go to the other place. Maybe have it another adult character. He shows an adult character. Hear about this? Like, I have no idea, and like, I just don't understand it, and I like the whole thing is dumb. And getting back, Marvel has, like, in recent times, like, again, in all fairness, I have not read a lot of these books, but making Mary Jane Watson Venom, why? Oh, because it's something new and unique. Oh, wow, it's gonna be weird. She's gonna be a woman in there, but she's gonna look like this big bestial man. Ooh, edgy. Having Gwen Stacy come back. I don't know. I haven't read Gwenpool. I don't know if it's a dark version of the actual Gwenpool character, but I've heard that it's Gwen Stacy. Having her come back. I don't know if it's from an alternate reality or whatever, as being Gwenpool. It just seems that, like I said back then when I covered those in this topic, this subject, it is the House of Ideas is running out of ideas after doing this. And if this is the way they could bring one of their big, like, crossover events into fruition, they're in really big trouble. And I weep for them, and I just hope that somebody can make something out of it. But I digress. Let's go on to, like, the actual statistics about this book, because I could rant about that too. The book is $5.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 5-issue series. $5.99 for 32 pages. I do not know offhand if it's a cardstock cover. I don't know if, like, many of these event things for the Ultimate Universe has cardstock cover, but it's $5.99 for 32 pages is highway robbery. And doing it because this is a number one of a crossover that maybe people will be interested in. So they're trying to wring as much money out of the people as possible. And you know what? I guess that's what you have to do in this economy, and with tariffs and boycotts and the price of paper going up, you have to do something like this to do that. But honestly, God, like, if you get $5.99, give more than just 32 pages, because you could get 32 pages from Dark Horse has comics for $3.99 for 32 pages and $4.99 for 32 pages. Boom has $4.99 and $3.99. $4.99 is for a licensed one. You don't need to go up to $5.99 for 32 pages. It just ranks of being like mercenary in their approach to do that. But I digress. It's going to be a 5-issue series. Writing is going to be by Dennis Camp and Cody Ziegler. Art is going to be by Jonas Scharf. Cover is going to be by Sarah Pichelli. She's going to do the artwork. And the colors will be by Tamara Bonvillain. There are going to be 4 open order covers, because this is a big deal. You want to get as many variants as you can in there. One will be a blank cover. Another one will be done by Francesco Mobili. Another one will be by Carrie Andrews. And one will be by Kale New Foil. There will also be 3 incentive covers. 1 in 25 by David Marquez. 1 in 25 by Jonas Scharf. And that's one thing I do like about Marvel. If they have a different artist doing the main cover, they'll have a variant with the actual interior artist doing the cover. So you could actually, if you know anything about original art, and I will do a segment on my Girlfriend's Guide to Comic Books about original art, you'll know that the covers and splash pages go for more money than the actual body of the actual comic book. So I like that they're doing that. Them and Marvel and other companies, of course. And there'll be a 1 in 100 Carrie Andrews Virgin cover. It's a Virgin variant of his open order cover. And there will be 2 retail exclusives, both from 616 Comics / Comic Traders / PCB Hobby. It's going to be, both are done by Taylor Kirkman. One will be a regular variant, and the other one will be a Virgin variant. Next, let's go on to the new issues of the week. Since we're at Marvel, we'll start off at Marvel, and this is another candidate that could have possibly been the big book of the week. It's Imperial, #1. $6.99 for 56 pages. That makes sense. 56 pages, that's a lot of pages. And you're paying $1 more than the 32-page Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. This is going to be a 4-issue miniseries as well. Written by Jonathan Hickman. Art will be by Ivan Coelho and Federico Vicentini. And I've actually written down neatly. I just can't pronounce it because my brain is whacked. Colors will be by Federico Blee. Letters by Travis Lanham. The cover will be by Marco Cecchio on art and Marte Garcia on colors. This will have 6 open order variants. One by Adi Granoff, one by Javier Garon, one by Miguel Mercado, it'll be a Deathbird variant, one by Peach Momoko, one by Scotty Young, and a Todd Knock Iconic variant. There'll be 4 incentives, 1 of 25, Alessandro Carluccio, 1 of 50, Jim Lee Hidden Gem, and it was like, oh my god, Jim Lee, the guy who's in DC Comics, doing a cover for Marvel? Does this mean that they're going to be making more crossovers? And oh wow, this is exciting. Wow, this is great. Are they going to buy each other? No, this is Hidden Gems are ones that they had artwork already on file that they haven't even gotten back to the artists or got rid of or something like this, and they just put it on a new cover. So this is probably a cover from Jim Lee's time at Marvel, probably 30 years old, but they are putting on this cover too as a variant. There will also be a 1 in 100 Eddie Granoff Virgin cover, and also 1 in 100 Miguel Mercado Deathbird Virgin. Next, this is the story is going to be basically Jonathan Hickman taking on the Cosmic Heroes now. I don't know what's going to come up with this, but the reason why I didn't make this #1, like I am interested in the Cosmic Heroes. It looks like they're going to have like Nova Corps, there's going to be Black Panther, there's going to be Hulks and stuff like this. All have dallied in space over the life of their comic book runs. But Marvel seems to go back to this every so often. The Annihilations and then the War of the Kings and stuff like this. It just seems like nothing really sticks. Nothing really goes there. So I will be surprised if anything happens in here, if there are any changes, and B, if they actually last longer than 3 years. But that's me being old, cynical, and crabby. Also from Marvel, we have Marvel Knights, The World to Come, #1, $5.99 for 40 pages. And it's going to be a 6-issue series. It'll be written by Christopher Priest, art by Joe Quesada. Wow. You've heard me say about how it's amazing his career now is he's back to being just a regular artist, like a freelancer, probably making a lot of money for it because he's A, been an editor-in-chief, and C, he's awesome. I like his artwork a lot. But just kind of trippy to see, I'm not saying how low how the mighty have fallen, because he's probably much happier during this than he was running Marvel. Less headaches, less attacks and stuff like that. Letters will be by colors will be by Richard Isanove. Cover will be by Joe Quesada and Isanove. This is going to be a return to Marvel Knights. This is the imprint back when Marvel was facing bankruptcy. Marvel decided to give a certain amount of characters, Daredevil, Black Panther, Punisher I think was one of them, over to Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti to just do what they want. Have them be like their little side imprint of Marvel Comics, and it was a massive success. They hired Kevin Smith to do Daredevil, and they hired Christopher Priest was one of the writers on Black Panther. So this is like kind of like an old high school reunion kind of thing going on there. They're all coming back again to do this kind of stuff. There will be 5 open order variants, one by Alex Maleev, one blank, so you could have anybody draw it you want to, one by Dan Panosian, one by David Mack, and one by Joshua Sway Swaby. This is going to be a Storm variant. It's going to feature Storm on it. And there will also be 3 incentives to support this title. 1 in 25, Simone DeMeo. A 150 of the Joshua Sway Swaby Storm variant. I believe this might be a Virgin cover. And a Virgin cover of the Alex Maleev open order cover in a 1 in 100 distribution. And the third one from Marvel is Ghost Rider versus Galactus, number 1, which just the pairing the two, it kind of piques my interest. I wouldn't be able to see them working, but I can understand, the workings behind it. Ghost Rider fights evil and murderers, and who has killed more people across the universe than Galactus by eating their planets. It's awkward pairing on paper in one way, but a perfect. How long did it take them to come up with this pairing? $4.99 for 40 pages, and it's a one-shot. Written by J. Michael Straczynski. I guess he's doing a series of one-shots. I remember last time there was the Hulk and Doctor Strange team up that I said, oh wow, he was one of the greatest writers in Marvel's history, and now he's doing a series, doing a one-shot out of nowhere. It's not just a one-shot, it's a series of 3, I think. This is the penultimate one. There's probably one after this. More power to him. Art will be by Juan Ferreira. Letters by Travis Lanham. And cover will be by Terry and Rachel Dawson. There'll be 1 open order variant by Juan Ferreira. And 1 incentive, a 1 in 25 by Declan Shalvey. Moving on to DC Comics. We are having a sequel miniseries. It's going to be Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, number 2. Now this is going to be number 1. $4.99, 32 pages. I say it's going to be a limited series because I can't see it not being, but there's no information in the original solicitations how long the series is going to be, and I couldn't find anything online. Tip, and this is going to happen a couple times during this whole thing. A tip to any people here, put the amount of what kind of series it is in your solicitations somewhere, where you put the page count or the price or whatever. DC is usually pretty good about this. This one they messed up, and I don't know why they do it. They probably might do it to pull the eyes over people, oh, people won't buy this if they know it's a miniseries, so we won't tell them that. Or people won't buy this if it's an ongoing, so we won't tell them that. So they keep it in the blind so you don't know what's going on. So everybody could try to take a chance at this and be surprised if it is an ongoing or miniseries. But it makes my job a whole lot harder. And this is all about me. Kidding. But it's very frustrating. I want to provide the proper information for you, give you enough information to make an informed opinion on whether to pick these books up or not. Somebody who might not have a lot of money might be more willing to pick up a miniseries than a full ongoing series. Some people might just I don't want to waste my time with a limited series. I only go for ongoing, and they're like, no, which one is which for this? This is let's go back to the demographic information about this. It's going to be written by Brian Buccello, art by Kristen Duce, colors by Luis Guerrero, and the cover will be by Duce and Guerrero. Duce on art, Guerrero on colors. There'll be 5 open order variants on this one. Cover B by Dan Mora. Cover C, Alan Qua connecting cover. I guess he's going to do a variant for every issue of this series, and they're all going to be connecting with one another. Cover D will be a Gabriel Hardman variant. Cover E by John Jiang, and cover F will be blank. There will also be 3 incentives. Cover G, 1 in 25 by Kevin McGuire. Cover H, 1 in 50 by Carlos Dianda. And cover I, a 1 in 100, Kristen Duce Virgin variant. Next up in the final new issue from DC Comics will be DC Pride 2025 #1. It'll cost you $9.99 for, it looks like, 86 pages, and it's going to be a one-shot. It might be more, it might be 96 pages. I scribbled over it, so I can't really tell. Be surprised. Like I said, try to give you information, and a lot of parts is me screwing it up. This is an anthology to support Pride Month. And it features a whole bunch of creators who are, a lot of them are, if most if not all, are member of the LGBTQ plus community. So if you are LGBTQ plus friendly or actually a member of the community, you might want to check this out to support the cause. I don't know if anything goes to charity, but it's a way of actually getting these creators exposure and possibly to get them maybe ongoing work in the comic book industry. As such, there are a whole wheelbarrow full of writers and artists and letterers and stuff like that. So bear with me as I go through all these. First up, the writers. Maya Houston, Jacques Trujillo, Vida Ayala, Sam Maggs, Tim Sheridan, and Jude Ellison S. Doyle. I'll be hearing that name again in a couple seconds. Art will be by Phil Sevey, Vincent Cecil, A.L. Kaplan, Emilu Piliu, Gilio Macalone, Skylar Patridge, Max Sarin, and Derek Charm. And it will be lettered by Jody Troutman, Morgan Martinez, Lucas Gatton, Ariana Maher, and Frank Zvetkovic. The cover will be by Chris Anka. This will be supported by 3 variant covers, 2 open order covers, which would be cover B by Soso Maka, and cover C by Julia Reck. And 1 incentive, cover D, a 1 in 25, by Jack Hughes. Moving on to Boom, we have a new issue from them called Be Not Afraid. It appears to be a horror book. $4.99 for 32 pages. Again, hard to find if this is going to be an ongoing or a miniseries. I'm leaning towards ongoing, but don't put all your money on that. It'd be written by Jude Ellison S. Doyle. I told you we'd be talking about that person in a couple seconds. Art by Lissandro Esterin, and the cover by Rico Murakami. There'll be 3 open order variants. Cover B by Abigail Harding. Cover C by Jay Lee, Boom 20th Anniversary variant. He's doing a bunch of variants for various Boom properties and comics in honor of their 20th anniversary. It boggles the mind that they're 20 years old. I remember doing reviews for Pop Manners back in the day when they first came around, and it was kind of a choppy beginning. If you don't know if they still exist on there, it might be a little hard to find. You can find some of my stuff on that site, but yeah, I reviewed a couple of those books, and it's kind of a mixed bag. They grew and they became better and better, and a lot of my favorite books came from them. So, huzzah for them! Happy anniversary! And also there will be a cover H, which would be Rico Murakami Virgin variant. There will be 4 incentives for this title. Cover D by Abigail Harding. It'll be a Virgin. It's going to be a 1 in 10. Cover E, a 1 in 15 by Ariel Olivetti, Virgin. Cover F will be a 1 in 20 of the Jay Lee Boom 20th Anniversary variant. Only it's going to be a Virgin. And cover G will be a Javier Pulido Virgin. Matt Cave has another new series starting this week. It is going to be Endless Night, #1, $4.99 for 32 pages. It'll be a 4-issue miniseries. The writing will be by Mark London. Art by Tom Derenick. Tom Derenick is from around my same geographic region of my hometown. He usually gets his comic books from the same comic books I got, Comics on the Green in Scranton. And a really, really nice guy. A really great artist, but really, really nice guy. Really down to earth. So I think you support this just for him being on that. That's my thumbs up for that. Colors by Juancho Velez, and a cover by Chris Weston. You'll have one other cover, a cover B by Declan Shalvey. The story is basically about a bunch of paranormal investigators coming together to try to protect an artifact which might possibly lead to the end of the world as we know it. So yeah, if you have Mad Cave's books are usually very interesting, very good on a base level, and you know, Tom Varenik has really great artwork, so I support getting this. Moving on to Oni Press, we have one book from Oni Press. It's The Sixth Gun, Road to the Six, number 1. $4.99 for 32 pages, and it's going to be a one-shot. Written as all Six Gun books are by Cullen Bunn, and art by Brian Hurt, who is also the artist on all the Six Gun books, and Hurt will be doing the cover. One open order variant will be a cover B by Justin Greenwood, and 2 incentive covers. Cover C will be a 1 in 10 by Matt Kind, and cover D will be a 1 in 20 by Brian Hurt, black and white. This is a prequel kind of series that for the new the Six Gun series that's coming out in a couple weeks, or maybe a month or so. It's going to bridge the gap between the first series, which is very popular with a lot of people, and set people up for the next series. So if you're a fan of the concept, or you've heard a lot of good things about it and want to jump in on a easy to get on platform, here's a way for you to jump onto that concept. Next up, Red 5, Something Beyond the Petrichor, number 1. This will be $4.99 for 32 pages, and it appears to be ongoing. Again, very vague about like what is ongoing or a miniseries. I'm going to treat it as an ongoing. Written by Dakota Brown. Looks like art, colors, and letters by David Luan. And the cover will be by David Luan. This was part of Red 5's, featured in Red 5's Free Comic Book Day book. I had a chance to actually get through all of them and read all of them, at least cursory look at it. It takes place in a like kind of in a post-apocalyptic world where acid rain killed a like decimated the population and did havoc to the environment and all that kind of stuff. It's about a woman and her stuffed turtle trying to negotiate the whole world of that, protected by a special umbrella that keeps her safe from the acid rain. The preview in the Free Comic Book Day book was a lot better than I described it. It's a pretty interesting concept and a pretty interesting tone to the whole series, and the artwork looks beautiful. Very, very well done. If I knew about this beforehand, I might have added this to my pull list, but the timing didn't really mesh or match up. But if you're lucky enough to have a really good comic book shop that orders a lot of independent books, because Red 5 is pretty deep down on the order list for many comic shops, maybe pick it up. Probably worth a read or two to see if you like it as much as I did. Next up, 615 Comics. It's Brax Soul, aka Black Storm number 1. It's $10 for 24 pages. One shot, graphic novel. Written by Malcolm McFadden, art by Elijah Anietti. It's colors by Akinye Victor, and letters by Justin from Letter Squids. The cover will be by Bruno Lima, who's doing the artwork, Jonathan Sunday, who's going to do the colors. This is a Kickstarter project, so I don't know if it's hitting stores or not. It might be just your fulfillment of it might be coming out, and it might be why the $10 is. $10 for 24 books, unless like this book is the size of like a tablecloth. It's that's all powers for independent creators. This is apparently it looks like a comic book featuring black characters done by black creators, and their voices should be heard. $10 is a little bit much for 24 pages, in my opinion, unless like they're the size of, like I said, a tablecloth. It'll have 2 other covers as well, a Bruner Lima collector version, and also a Jesus Barrios variant. Next, we are going on to Titan. Here, I need to take a drink, and I wish there's like alcohol in this, because Titan has one book out, and it has like about 70,000 covers. So All right. The issue they have coming out is Heatseeker Exposed #1. It's $49 for 32 pages, and it's a 4-issue limited series. I'm not really familiar with this series. I think this is hand in hand a spin-off or a sister series of their Gun Honey series, which I know about as much about. All I know is that I think it's kind of like a crime drama which features a lot of gratuitous nudity. And a lot of these covers are going to have a lot of those gratuitous nudity for you. So if you didn't get enough last week with the Tarot and the Jabberjaw comic books, well, you have a second chance. Congratulations. It's be written by Charles Ardai. Interior art will be by Ace Continado. Inks by Juan Castro. Colors by Asifer Rahman. And the cover will be by Stanley Artgerm Lau. There'll be 9 open order covers. You might want to go get a snack and make yourself a sandwich. We're going to be here for a while. Or hit the speed button on the thing, or stick around, please, because I need. It helps the longer you stay with this. But, or if you might want to hear about these. Stick around and hear about all these wonderful variant covers for this really racy grindhouse noir book. All right, 9 open order covers. Cover B by Lucio Perillo. Cover C, Brow, B-R-A-O. It's going to be nude. Cover D by Des Taylor. Cover E will be a photo variant. Cover F will be Stanley Artgerm Lau foil. Cover G will be by Lucio Perillo, foil, virgin. Cover I by Yasmin, will be nude. Cover K will be Stanley Artgerm Lau sketch variant. Cover L will be by Ace Continuado, the penciler on the book. There'll be 1 incentive. Cover J, a 1 in 5 by Lucio Perillo, virgin cover. And for some reason, where people only have maybe 1 or 2, this book has 16 retailer exclusives. 616 Comics has 4 of them. 2 of them will be done by Cedric Poulat. Be a variant A version and a variant B version. I think one is nude, one is not, or one is topless, one is not. And also by Pierluigi Abbondanza. They're doing 2 versions as well. And again, I think one is racy, one is not. You'll see it up here in tiny little form, but you'll be able to tell. Night of Comics also has 2 retailer variant covers by, it's going to be their Fan Expo Dallas exclusive. It's going to be Katya Savekia. And there are going to be 2 variants there. I think maybe one racy, one not. Sotomayor Web Store has a not safe for work version and a safe for work version. The only difference is that one they're completely nude, they can't really see anything because they're kissing each other, and one they have bikinis on. You know what? It's like, if it gets the job done, go for it, dude. I mean, I have a wife, so I don't need this kind of stuff. Not that I am kind of getting judgy on that, and I apologize for that. Really, it doesn't make a difference what kind of pure interest you get into getting these covers. Your life, you live it. You're not hurting anybody. Nobody's getting, sold in this by slavery because of this. Make yourself happy. All right, getting back to the list. Stadium Comics has a Nono Pereira homage cover, and Stanley Artgerm Web Store has 3 variants: a black and white chrome metal version, a foil version, and just a regular metal version. Tuxedo Tiger Comics has 4 versions by 2 different artists. Dalmos has a cover A and a cover B, and Kyung Yum has a cover A and a cover B. And for the first time ever, we have a category called Miscellaneous Cover. They're both by Brow. It's a unique blind bag version and a unique outfit version. I don't know if they're doing blind bags with this title, so these might be like special ones that might be in very, 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 very limited supply that you might possibly find in the blind bags if you decide to go through it. They have plenty of other variants to put in there if they need to, but that might be the reason why. All right, and the final company with new issues coming up today is Xenoscope. It's Grimm Fairy Tales 20th Anniversary Cover Gallery #1. It's $4.99 for 40 pages, and it's a one-shot, I guess, collecting some of the best covers from the Grimm Fairy Tale line. So if you like scantily clad versions of your favorite fairy tale characters and you don't really care about the plot, Xenoscope plot, yeah, okay, got it. Here's one for you. The cover will be by Al Rio. The artwork will probably be very, very beautiful and very, very pretty. So if you want to get this while you're picking up the Heat Seeker, and you could just lock yourself in your parents' basement and just go crazy. Again, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's because of COVID. I blame the COVID. All right, and now we're going to move on to second chances. I'm changing up this again because I remember I told you, I said, like, if a item appears on here, I'll give it 3, very special things with the rundown of the creators and the covers and all kind of stuff like this. And after the third one, I'll cut them off and I'll just tell you what they're out there. Getting over another bout with the disease that killed my mother-in-law, I had really little energy or desire to actually go through all that rigmarole and jump through all those hoops. So I'm just going to just like, if you get one appearance on here, and if I catch it that you haven't been on here again, and this is a second kind of solicitation, I'm just going to tell the people that it's repeat solicitation, and there'll be no covers or rundown of artists or whatever. I'll give you the people who, the company that put it out, and the date of the video that it first appeared. So people who are interested might be able to go back there and find out what I had to say about that. We have 2 second chances here. What's we call them, second chances, I guess, or I'll think of a different name for it. I don't know if I'm going to have like a title page for it yet. Not maybe I will if I'm feeling Gigi. First one is 7 Years in Darkness #1. This is from Midnight Factory, and I first covered this in my May 7th, 2025 video. So if you want to go back there and find out about that. And of course, longtime followers of this segment, and if you are a longtime follower, please think about subscribing and hitting the notification bell. I'm not usually this snarky or sarcastic. I am trying to do this as a service to help you guys out. So if you like it, give me a follow and a subscribe and hit the bell, because I'm doing this every Friday. And a thumbs up will let me know that you actually like this and you've been listening and finding use out of this. But if you have been following this for long, you know my love-hate relationship with Sumerian comics solicitation. We only go out when it gets dark. This is again, I think this is like the 6th or 7th time this has appeared on here. I don't know when the first time it appeared on here, but if you go back to like April 9th, you'll probably be able to find it. The actual rundown and stuff like this. Yeah, this is a perennial addition to this stuff. Like I said numerous times, I don't think it's coming out. If it does, I think it might be a sign of the apocalypse. You should cash in all your crypto and all your IRAs and your retirement plans, and kiss your butt goodbye, because the end is nigh. Yeah, that's a little spicy. I don't know what I'm going to do when it's not on here anymore, because really it's and if I'm making light of it and I'm mocking it, yes, because I mean, like, you have other posters are able to put out stuff, and it's not that, it's all a one guy kind of deal. And like, why is it taking so long to get this done? I mean, like, I could have, with my limited artistic ability, been able to put out a comic book in this amount of time. But I digress. Let's move on to the comic books that are ending this week with our rundown of the final issues, which there are a lot of. We're going to start with Marvel. Star Wars: The High Republic, Fear of the Jedi, #3 is coming out. $3.99 for 32 pages. written by Cavan Scott, art by Marika Cresta, and a cover by Phil Noto. There'll be 3 other covers, Betsy Cola Pride version, Chris Sprout, The Force Awakens 10th anniversary variant. That really makes me feel old, that The Force Awakens is 10 years old. I guess it is. It kind of like slipped by if it is. And the third other cover will be by Yasmin Putri. And that's the only one ending for Marvel. Let's move on to DC Comics, which has one closing. It's the Justice League, The Atom Project, number 6. $3.99 for 32 pages. It's written by Ryan Parrott and John Ridley. Art by Mike Perkins. Colors by Adriano Lucas. And the cover will be Mike Perkins. Pretty good creators there. I'm a really big fan of John Ridley. He's, I believe, an Oscar nominated or Oscar winning writer and from Hollywood. I think it was like 12 Years a Slave. I think he was involved in that, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, I blame COVID. And Mike Perkins is one of my favorite artists there. Very, very kind of like, very detailed, very late era Butch Guice-ish. And I like Butch Guice. May he rest in peace. So it's, good creators. I don't know why I came about this, but I've not been really happy with the whole Justice League Unlimited revamp anyhow. I have serious issues with the plot for the main series, Justice League Unlimited. And not only because they take one of my favorite characters and turn him into a traitor, after bringing him back after he's been killed and stuff. But the Question series was just like basically a slog to get through. And the whole concept of you have all the most powerful people in the whole world and they're able to be duped and there's murderers in their midst and all kinds of stuff like this. And like people are able to, invade the watchtower. It just seems like it's like kind of they're making plot lines that instead of making sense that they think are cool, and I'm not a big fan of that. But I digress. I haven't read this one, but this is kind of a way. One of the big conceits about since the all-in thing is that the superheroes all have either their powers mixed up or different power levels, or if they have 6 powers, they only have 4 now, or whatever. This is the way to try to correct everybody's power set and everything stuff like this. So we're going to find out if they actually made any headway with that. There will be 2 open order variant covers. Cover B by Aaron Bartling and cover C by Kevin Wada. And one incentive will be a cover D at 1 in 25, drawn by Otto Schmidt. Moving on to Image Comics, one of their many people thought was going to be an ongoing series is coming to an end. The Moon is Following Us, with number 10. On a side note, apropos of nothing, there's a lot of comic books that are on my pull list that are coming to a close this week. So my wife is going to be very happy because my monthly bill at my comic book store, or weekly bill even, will be going way, way down. More money for other stuff. But anyhow, I digress. $3.99 for 32 pages. Written by Daniel Warren Johnson. Art by Riley Rossmo. Colors would be by Mike Spicer. And the cover would be by Rossmo. There'll be one other cover, Daniel Warren Johnson, who's also an artist by himself, who will be doing cover B for it. I have this on my pull list. I have not read it. It's one of those things like I kind of fell behind on. I figured like, okay, I'll wait until a healthy chunk comes out. And now I don't have to wait for a healthy chunk. I could wait to read the whole series all in one sitting. I could get all 10 of them together. Because usually when it comes in, I have all my new releases and scattered all over the place. I have to sort my collection. Too much information for you, but now I could read the whole series all in one and do that. A lot of people are mourning the passing of this series, so that means it's probably pretty good. But, sales are sales, and if you're not making them, you're not getting published. Even in Image, that it was just really creator friendly. Also ending from Image this week is Monkey Meat, the Summer Batch, number 4. A $3.99 for 32 pages. It looks like writing and art and everything is created by Junie Ba. Appears to be like a kind of a humor kind of anthology by Ba. Again, I have not even this is the first time I heard about that series, so I can't tell you much about it. But if you're a fan of it and you mourn his passing, well, or you knew it was a miniseries to begin with, there you go. And finally, the last book ending from Image is The Patchwork Girl of Oz, number 5. $3.99 for 32 pages. written by L. Frank Baum. I don't think he did an active writing on it because he's been dead for a century, but it is inspired by his work on Oz. So credit to Image to give a little bit of credit to like the original creator of the concept. But it is also written by Otis Frampton, who also did the art, with Tracy Bailey. And Frampton will be doing the cover for this. Next up, we have Dynamite. Another long slog through, looks like 13 variant covers for this one, which, you know, would be excessive if it wasn't for the whole Heatseeker 70,000 covers that they had. This is Space Ghost Annual #1. This technically should be under the #1s, new series, one shot, annuals usually put there. However, this is kind of treated as by a lot of people, as the final issue of the recently completed Space Ghost series, which ended with #12. I didn't cover #12 when it actually ended because I saw on like the League of Comic Geeks that this was coming out. Done by the same creators, doing stuff this seems to be like a capstone to that series. So I'm treating this as the final issue of that Space Ghost series instead of a brand new issue kind of one-shot kind of thing, if that makes any sense. So, or if you even care at all. It is $5.99 for 40 pages by David Papose, art by Jonathan Lau, lettering by Taylor Esposito, and a cover by Francesco Mattina. It will have 8 open order variants. Cover B by Jay Lee. Cover C by Bjorn Berens. Cover D by Anthony Marquez. Blank Authentics variant for cover E. Cover F, Francesco Mattina Metal Virgin. Cover G, Francesco Mattina Holofoil Virgin. Cover H, Francesco Mattina Virgin Variant. I think it says no metal on it. Cover M will be a Blue Blank Authentics. That's a blank cover, but it's going to be blue instead of white. And that's all for the open orders. There will be 5 incentives. Cover 1 will be a Jay Lee Black and White variant. Cover J will be a 1 in 10 Anthony Marquez Virgin variant. Cover K will be a 1 in 15 Bjorn Berens Virgin variant. Cover L will be a 1 in 20 Jay Lee Virgin. And of the first Jay Lee, the cover I was a Jay Lee Black and White variant. I forgot to mention that. This one is going to be a version, I guess, of that black and white cover, or his original open order variant. And cover N will be 1 in 15 Jay Lee Black and White Virgin cover. Whew! All right. Next up, we're going into Boom Comics. They have 2 series that are ending. The first one is Jim Henson's Labyrinth, #8. $4.99 for 32 pages. Written by Kyla Vanderkloot, art by Giorgio Spalletta, colors by Sarah Cuomo, and letters by Jim Campbell. The cover for the issue will be by Nimit Malavia. One open order variant for this will be a cover B by Elizabeth Torque, and 2 incentive covers, a 1 in 10 of the Nimit Malavia cover, only a virgin, and cover D will be a 1 in 25 of a David Mack Virgin. Really love a picture of Jennifer Connelly's face on it. Nice. David Mack is a really great artist, especially with portraiture, and it should be really interesting to get that if you're so interested. Also ending from Boom this week is Wind, the Power of Blood, #4. Just, I believe it's $3.99 for 48 pages. It's written by James Tinian IV, art by Michael Dalinas, cover by Michael Dalinas. 3 open order covers. Cover B by Evingia, because it's EVG, so yeah, I made sure to write everything down as neatly as possible because I know it's a recurring problem. And this is the first time I actually managed to do that, and I still can't pronounce the names because they're hard to pronounce. And I have a hard to pronounce last name, so I feel the pain, so I apologize to you and your family. Evingia Varelli. Cover C will be a Jay Lee Boom 20th Anniversary variant. Like I said, he's doing variants for a whole bunch of their comics. And cover G will be a Michael Dialinas Virgin cover. There'll be 3 incentives. Cover D will be a 1 in 10 Eugenia Varelli Virgin. Actually, Evingia, EVGENIA. Make your own pronunciations for that one. Cover D will be a 1 in 20 version of the Jay Lee Boom 20th Anniversary variant, but only a virgin. And cover K will be a 1 in 25 Javier Rodriguez Virgin cover. Mad Cave has 2 books coming. Pop Kill number 10, $6.99 for 36 pages, written by Dave Johnson and Jimmy Palmiotti. Art by Juan Santa Cruz. Colors by Brian Reber. Letters by Sean Conat. And the cover will be by Dave Johnson. This seemed to be a fascinating series. I just didn't get into it. I didn't realize there's only 4 issues. So I might have been able to try to pick it up from my local comic shop if I needed to. There'll be 2 other covers with it. There'll be a cover B by Andrew Robinson and a cover C by J. Scott Campbell, Frisky version. I know it features a woman in a martini glass. So kind of old school Frisky. Also, ending from Mad Cave this week is Gravity of Madness, number 10. This is another one that is on my pull list that I really haven't been keeping up with, but now I can read the whole series all in one sitting. Maybe I'll try to track them all down and read them all now, and maybe do a whole before the trade comes out review on here. Don't count on it, because Lord knows, what's going to happen to me. I didn't expect to get COVID for a second time, and maybe hit by a truck by after I record this. $4.99 for 32 pages, writing by Magdalene Visaggio, art by Victor Santos, and the cover will be by Michael Avon Oming. Dark Horse has 3 series ending this week. Let This One Be the Devil, number 4. $4.99, 32 pages, writing by James Tynion IV and Steve Fox. I wonder how James Tynion is going to make rent this week. All his books are going out, are ending. Oh, that's right. He has 15 other books that he's writing that are still being published. That is not meant to be sarcastic against him. I love his writing, but it doesn't meant to be like a kind of happy joke, not as sarcastic as it sounded. Yeah, but like it's kind of like I always think of those kind of things when one artist or writer has a whole bunch of books ending on the same day. Art by Piotr Kowalski. Colors would be by Brad Simpson. Letters by Tom Napolitano. Cover will be by Gavin Fullerton. And there'll be one other cover, cover B by Piotr Kowalski. Jump Scare, number 4, will be $3.99 for 32 pages. It's written by Cullen Bunn. Art by Danny Luckert. He's also doing the cover for it. And the letters will be by Jim Campbell. And the final issue from Dark Horse, but not the final issue for the whole thing. We have a whole ways to go. We have at least 2 more issues to go through. It is Our Brilliant Ruin Horror at the Crane Mansion, number 3. $4.99 for 32 pages. Written by Cullen Bunn. Again, he has 2 ending. Maybe more. I might mention him before. So good luck for him. I hope he gets more work. Art, or save money from this one. Art by Christopher Mitten. Colors by Peaky Hamilton. Letters by Frank Svetkovic. And cover by Helen Mask. IDW will wrap up our rundown of last issues with 2. First up is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Naruto number 4. It's a crossover between 2 of the most popular franchises to come out of the last 30 years. 40 years if you want to go back that far. $4.99 for 32 pages. Be written by Caleb Goldner. Art would be by Henry Prosetia. Colors by Raul Angulo. The cover would be by Jorge Jimenez doing the art, and Alejandro Sanchez doing the colors on it. There'll be 3 open order variants for this. Cover B, which will be by Henry Prasetya. Cover C will be by Mateus Santo Luoco. And cover D by Carol Kerschel. There'll also be 4 incentive versions for this. 1 in 25 by Philippi Smith. 1 in 50 by Kevin Anthony Catalan. 1 in 75 by Richard Lopez Ortiz. And 1 in 100 by Freddie E. Williams III. And Star Trek. Their IDW Star Trek current incarnation of Star Trek series will be coming to a close with number 32. As I said in previous weeks, they're kind of cleaning house, wrapping up the current issues of the Star Trek series. From what I read, they still have the license, so they might be having a reboot coming up soonish. I don't know how many. I haven't really looked at the solicitations for future months. Might be starting next month. It might not. They might be taking a couple months off for a breather. But don't worry, Star Trek fans. It's coming back. Just the current incarnation is going away. But they still have the license, and they probably. I think they still intend to do books for it. This is $4.99 for 32 pages. It'll be written by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. Art will be by David Tinto, and the cover will be by Malachi Ward. There'll be one open order variant, a cover B, David Tinto variant, and one incentive, a 1 in 10 J.J. Lendl version. J.J. Lendl, like the tennis player, Ivan Lendl. I don't know if they're related. And looks like the whole repeat solicitation has hit again for the final issues. Last week, on the May 28th version of this, I reported that The Sickness will be coming to a close with number 8. It's from Uncivilized Books. It has been re-put on this one, so it's going to end eventually. So it just the inevitable end has been delayed for at least 1 week. Take that with what you will, and we'll see if it comes on there. Again, not doing the whole cover and rundown of all the variant covers and stuff it is for this. If you want to, you could go back to the video, search on YouTube on my channel, 528, and you'll find out what I had to say about it back then. This brings us to issues of note. These are issues that I feel that you might need to know about that are pretty interesting. And yeah, let's get into it.
This looks interesting.
Once again, we're going to start with Marvel. Marvel has Laura Kinney, Wolverine, number 7. $3.99 for 32 pages, and it's an ongoing. Written by Erica Schultz, art by Giada Belviso, colors by Rachel Rosenberg, and letters by Corey Pettit. The covers will be by Elena Casagrande, and with colors by Edgar Delgado. Is Marvel misogynistic? Maybe a little bit. We've all had oversized issues for X Factor in the past and Wolverine in the past when their current series hit a milestone legacy number. This will be the 75th issue featuring Laura Linney's character, either through X-23 or All New Wolverine or whatever. And it is getting a regular priced issue for its anniversary. It's kind of like, I feel bad for her. She's one of my favorite characters, and she deserves a little time in the sun as well. But, then again, if you have a limited budget, you're probably happy that you don't have to pay like $2 more for the 7th issue of the latest Laura Kinney Wolverine series. There'll be one open order cover by Cassia Niemczyk, and one incentive, a 1 in 25 by Godtail. DC Comics has two I like to make note of. Absolute Superman number 8. That would be news if DC Comics post public Spider-Man. Oh God. $4.99 for 32 pages, and it's an ongoing series. Written by Jason Aaron, art by Rafael Sandoval, colors by Ulysses Areola, and the cover will be by Sandoval and Areola. Sandoval doing the art, Ariel doing the colors on the cover. This is going to be 2 open order covers, cover B by Clayton Crane, and cover C by Brandon Peterson. There will also be 2 incentives to go along with this. Cover D, a 1 in 25 by Jeffrey Spokes, and cover E, a 1 in 50 by Clayton Crane, but it's a version of his open order cover. This is going to be a new arc, good jumping on point for people who might want to get on this series. I believe all the nefarious government agencies who are interested in Superman are coming to track him down to his hometown of Smallville, and are making a press to actually try to capture him, and he's not really a big fan of that. I was a little slow getting into this series. I love Jason Aaron. I love his writing. It's kind of like pizza. Even when his writing is bad, it's still good, and a whole lot better than a whole lot of other stuff that you could possibly take in. I was on in until like just a couple issues ago when he had like a big retelling of the destruction of Krypton, and it was the most exciting, most detailed, most heartbreaking, most emotionally powerful depictions of that well-worn, well-covered plot point and I just fell in love. It was like all the hesitation went away, and I'm like deep in on this. So I recommend this highly. Try to, I would recommend you try to go back to that, get that issue. You can try to find it, and just keep on going with this. I'm now in, and I want to find out what happens. I think it was 2 issues ago. I think it was issue number 6, if I'm not mistaken. So you want to pick that up, and then you could start up with a new arc in number 8, and you'll be right as rain. Also coming out from them is something I'm a little less excited for, but it's a standalone arc that you might be interested in if you want to jump on. It's JSA number 8, $3.99 for 32 pages. Is the ongoing series, written by Jeff Lemire, art by Gavin Guidry, and the cover will be by Michael Cho. This is a standalone adventure that takes place. It's a forgotten, lost adventure of the JSA. And you can tell by the cover that if you're a long-time fan of JSA, there's one particular cast member that's there, which fits because they have because their daughter is actually on the team currently that was never a part of JSA. At least that's what I know. And I've been collecting and reading and keeping up with pretty much every installment of JSA, and I've never really seen the character of Liberty Bell become official part of the JSA. That's a retcon if it is, but I've never seen that happen. And maybe I'm just like getting a little bit too crabby about this and be too like old time. This is not my father's JSA, kind of angry. And maybe there's a reason that she's just helping out the team or whatever. But yeah, it's never that. This whole series has been underwhelming, completely. And maybe do I have higher standards because I'm a JSA fan? Yeah, maybe. I've gone through a lot of good JSA stories, a lot of bad ones. But this one is just basically like the characterization is like cheap melodrama in lieu of actual really emotional depth. And apparently they might have killed off Wildcat, one of my favorite characters, which why? But I think there might be like a MacGuffin to maybe bring her back, and a whole bunch of other JSA characters too. There's like so much stuff that's going on that just seems like to be haphazard and sloppy in this series that I just can't get into it. But I am like the perfect kind of customer for these comic book communities, that even if I do not like something, I will still buy it because I'm a completist, and I do not want to actually have a big gaping hole in my collection. That irks me. It's a problem with my psychological makeup. I understand. Should I get therapy about it? I would love to find a therapist who could actually understand this kind of thing for comic books. However, it is what it is, and that's why I'm going to keep on getting this and be disappointed for it. Because you never know, some things might happen and there might be a changing of the guard and it becomes wonderful. I'm not too not too certain on that. I'm not hoping too hard for that. There will be 2 other covers for this. Cover B will be by Jorge Corona, and cover C will be a Don Aguilo DC Pride variant. So that's it for all the issues and notes, and we're going to wrap up this video with the final segment where I cover facsimiles. We have facsimiles for 2 companies, not Marvel this week apparently, I don't think. I didn't see it on there. Let's start off with DC Comics. DC Comics has 2 issues that are getting the facsimile treatment. The first one is Batman 618, to the surprise of no one, because they have been redoing facsimiles of all the Hush arc to correspond with the new Hush 2 arc. This is number 618. There will be 2 versions of it. There will be just a regular, ordinary facsimile, and there will be a foil variant of it. And they're also coming out with one based on Action Comics number 775. This is considered one of the foundation stories of the modern day Superman. Establishes how he is as a character and how he differs from other people. Came out in the 90s when the anti-hero was really big, and shows how Superman would react to an anti-hero in his face, and how he comes out portrayed more positive for it. It is a historically important comic book. and it features a Manchester Black. If you're familiar with that character, he's kind of like a anti-hero who has no problem killing people and all kinds of stuff like that. It's, you know, it's a very interesting read. They'll have one regular facsimile cover. They'll have a foil variant. They'll have an Alex Saviuk DC Superpowers variant. This is one that it will be done up to look like a. This will be something that's done up to look like a Superpowers action figure. It'll have like fake blister packaging and like all the trade dressing that you'd find on a Superpowers figure. Only it will be like not a figure. It will be a cover for a comic book. And the character will be Manchester Black, someone who has not appeared in either version of the Superpowers toy line as of yet. And there will also be a blank variant that you could have your favorite artist draw whatever you want on it. Archie is hitting us with a variant too, a facsimile variant this week too, for Veronica 202. There will be only just one facsimile for this. And the reason why they're doing this, why this is historically important, this is the first appearance of Kevin Keller, one of the most prominent gay characters in all of comic books. This is his first appearance. So obviously, this sets you back a pretty penny if you wanted to buy it on the secondary market. But if you want to read his first appearance, you have it here for that. And that will wrap it up for this week. It is quite a long one. I apologize for that. Hopefully, you made it through all this point. Like I said, if you made it through all this point, you might have liked something in it. And if you liked anything in it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like this feature, if you've been coming back a couple of weeks and you find value in it, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Will there be any of these books that you're looking forward to picking up? Are there any things that you are just like, God, not that again? Make a list and tell me in the comments. Let me know what's going on. I like to have this site and all my videos to have like a little bit of like a kind of like a community kind of coming back forth and doing stuff like this. And that's it for this week. We'll be back next week for another round of Guiding Lines. But until then, please come back to the site and watch some of my other videos on various sundry other topics. But until then, keep on collecting.